I spent hundreds of hours preparing for my cloud certifications, and when I passed, I still couldn't land a single job. But I didn't give up and went to the next interview with another certification under my belt, thinking that would be my golden ticket, but nothing seemed to work. Then I discovered the 3 simple principles that took me from having no job offers to having so many opportunities that I have to decline 92% of them. Hi, I'm Suleiman, and I make over $50,000 a month running my own cloud security consultancy. And with a decade of experience in this field, I've uncovered a truth that might surprise you. While everyone is chasing for the next cloud certification, top companies are quietly shifting their focus. They're looking for something else, something that no certification can teach you. I discovered exactly what they need, and I use it to land 6-figure cloud jobs, not just for me, but for so many of my students as well. So today, I will reveal the 3 principles that you can use to get the dream job you've always wanted, make more money than you thought was possible, and achieve the work-life balance that you've always dreamed of. If you're new to the cloud, click the link in the description of this video for my free cloud engineering guide. It'll take you from a complete beginner to understanding the core concepts that every cloud professional needs to know. Now, let me tell you a big secret that a lot of people don't want you to know. Certifications are not just overrated, but they are worthless. I remember the day that I passed my AWS exam. It was a professional level certification, and honestly, I felt great. I thought, okay, this is going to open so many new doors for me. Straight away, I jumped onto LinkedIn, updated my profile, and thought the job offers are just going to find their way to me now. It was like an expectation of success. I kind of felt entitled to a 6-figure cloud job now. You know, at this point, I actually had 4 AWS certifications, so I'm thinking that I'm as qualified as they come. But boy, was I wrong. Instead, I got rejection after rejection. Not enough experience, they said. Looking for someone with more hands-on skills, they said. It was frustrating as hell. I mean, I just spent months studying for these exams, and for what? I realized that the cloud job market was even more competitive than I originally thought. Yes, the market is booming. The cloud market is projected to be 1.6 trillion by 2030, so opportunities are plenty. But the reality is that most cloud jobs require skills that go way beyond what any certification can teach you. You can't just show up to your interviews with your cloud certifications, especially if you have no experience in the industry and expect to be hired. You see, it's funny for me now because I'm sat on the other end. I have a perspective that most people don't have. I've sat in interviews and I've got hired for cloud engineer roles, but also I'm now sat on the other end and interviewing potential prospects for my cloud security consultancy. So it's a bit of deja vu for me because the same reasons that I was originally getting rejected for is the reasons why I'm also rejecting candidates for my cloud security consultancy. You see, companies are catching on. They are realizing that those fancy certifications don't translate to on-the-job performance. What they really want are people who have shown proof that they can apply the knowledge that they've learned. Being book smart won't get you your 6-figure cloud role, but with my decade of experience, I've identified 3 key things that really matter. Firstly, you need to specialize. So back when I was just starting out, I was like everyone else, focusing on general cloud skills, thinking that will be enough. Initially, that's a good way to go, but over time, I realized to land a 6-figure cloud role, I needed to niche down and specialize in one area. That would allow me to demand a higher salary because, well, the competition for these roles isn't as saturated because there just aren't that many people specializing compared to having more general cloud knowledge. And also, when you specialize, you have way more in-depth expertise on a specific area, which in almost every industry, not just cloud specific, will pay you more. Let me give you an example. Imagine you've got a Ferrari. It's acting up, it's making loads of weird noises. Who would you rather take it to? A general mechanic who works on all cars or a specialist who only works on Ferraris? You'd pick the Ferrari specialist, right? Because they know every inch of that car inside out. They've seen every problem a Ferrari can have and know exactly how to fix it. And because of that, you'll pay them more. And that's why I chose to specialize in cloud security. Why? Because every single business out there, from your local bakery to Fortune 500 companies, they're all moving to the cloud. And you know what keeps the CEOs up at night? It's security. They are terrified of data breaches, cyber attacks, and compliance issues. The fines and reputational damage that come with these are huge. I mean, just look at CrowdStrike recently. I think their stock plummeted nearly 50% following a breach, and they're being sued left, right, and center. Now, speaking of cloud security, I want to tell you about a tool that's been a game changer in my journey. Snyk, who have kindly sponsored this video. Your AWS environment isn't complete without it. Snyk helps you build secure applications by fixing vulnerabilities from your first lines of code to you running in the cloud. It's like having a security expert looking over your shoulder 24/7. And here is why I love it. You can sign up for free with my link, snyk.co/Sulaiman. Import your repos and Snyk will find your vulnerabilities. The best part, you can fix them with just a click. Snyk can even fix PRs so you can merge and move on. It's that simple. Plus, Snyk integrates seamlessly with the services you're already using on AWS, like Jira, AWS Code Pipeline, IDEs, and more. So you don't have to learn a new app to stay secure. It's a tool that I wish I had when I was starting out, and it's something that I use frequently now in my cloud security work for all of my clients. You can try out Snyk for free forever at snyk.co/Sulaiman, and trust me, it's a game changer for anyone who's serious about cloud security. Thanks Snyk for sponsoring the video. Now, back to my journey. So what did I do? I'd come home from my 9-to-5 job and I would spend a few hours every single day diving into cloud security. I was building secure environments, learning about encryption, identity management, you name it. All of this at the same time as building this YouTube channel and trying to have a social life too. Was it easy? Hell no. But I kept at it because I knew this was my way to a 6-figure cloud role. Which brings me on to the second thing, building your portfolio. So I interview people weekly and I run my own cloud academy where I teach students what it takes to become a cloud engineer. And what I found is that too many people think they can demand a 6-figure job just because they completed some cloud courses on Udemy or they've passed a few AWS exams. Sorry to burst your bubble, but that ain't going to cut it. When I'm hiring for my own company, do you know what I'm looking for? I want to see what you've actually done. Show me the problems that you've solved. Don't tell me you know about Docker and infrastructure as code. Show me how you've applied it to a real life example. Don't just list the AWS Associate certification on your resume. Show me a serverless application that you've built that scales automatically and handles traffic spikes. Your portfolio is your chance to prove you're not just another cert collector. It's your opportunity to showcase your problem-solving skills, your creativity, and your ability to deliver real value. So you're probably asking what a killer cloud portfolio looks like. Great question. Well, for my own portfolio, I built a secure, scalable web application deployed on AWS using services like EC2, S3, DynamoDB, a CI/CD pipeline using AWS Code Pipeline, infrastructure as code templates using Terraform, CloudFormation, and CDK. And ultimately, I learned how to code and learn how to code properly. And a secret tip for you is that you can actually find your own real-world experience where you solve problems for the people that you know, like your family members. When I started out, I built a cloud-based inventory management system, my uncle's small business. It wasn't fancy, but I then leveraged this in interviews because it showcased me applying my knowledge in a way to solve a real problem, and that I could deliver real business value. Remember, when I was sitting in these interviews opposite potential candidates, I want a problem solver. I want people who can think on their feet and solve business problems. So I'll ask them to explain complex technical concepts in simple terms, or to think creatively to optimize costs without sacrificing performance or security. And that's why you need the killer portfolio and hands-on projects. And that's exactly inside my Cloud Engineer Academy. We focus so much on building hands-on projects because if you don't have any industry experience, the only way you can get in is by showing a portfolio of projects that you've built. And the last thing you need to land a 6-figure cloud job is to network like your career depends on it, because it does. I know. For so many of us tech guys, the idea of networking makes us feel uncomfortable, but you need to do it. Attend conferences, even if they're virtual, and engage in online communities. Contribute to open source projects, even if there's no immediate return for you. Why? Because I found out the hard way. When companies were rejecting my applications, that most jobs, especially the really good ones, come through the people that you know. When I landed my first big cloud role, it wasn't because I applied through some online online application. It was because I had been consistently sharing my projects and insights on LinkedIn, and a former colleague saw my post and recommended me for a position at his new company. Networking isn't about being fake or pretending to be something that you're not. People can see through that. It's about genuinely connecting with people in your industry. It's about giving value before you ask for anything in return. Not only that, but here's a secret bit of advice that I teach only inside of my Cloud Engineer Academy. After you apply for your new cloud job, the first thing that you need to do is search for the person that's dealing with your application on LinkedIn. They might be a recruiter or someone that deals with applications inside of that company, but you need to send them an email or a message on LinkedIn. And you might be asking, what do I say? Well, let them know that you've applied for the role and you're really excited to hear back from them. And just attach your CV to the email as well. That will show that you're proactive and actually going beyond average person does. From my own experience and my students, they found that just a simple follow-up email has helped them get their foot in the door and land their first interview. Now imagine what else I teach inside of my academy, which brings me to the bonus tip of this video and ultimately how you can bring all of these three things together under one umbrella. I'm talking about building your personal brand. And let me tell you, no one is telling you any of this information on YouTube. They're all just watching what I'm saying and then making videos about it. I know, it sounds like some fancy marketing term, but hear me out. Your personal brand is basically how people in the industry see you. It's like your professional reputation on steroids. And let me tell you, it can be the difference between being just another cloud engineer and being the go-to expert that everyone wants to hire. When I first started out, I was just another face in the crowd. I had my certs, I was building my portfolio, but something was missing. That's when it hit me. I needed to stand out. I needed to become known for something. So I started small. I spend my lunch breaks scrolling through LinkedIn, leaving thoughtful comments on posts about cloud security. And slowly, people started to notice. I'd share my learnings from projects I was working on the challenges I faced and the solutions that I found. It wasn't always groundbreaking stuff, but it was honest and real. And you know what? People responded to that. And the way you take that to the next level is by consistently delivering value and showcasing your expertise. For me, that meant starting this YouTube channel, and it worked. Of course, I was lucky as well, but to me, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. You can't be lucky if you weren't prepared for the opportunity that came your way. Suddenly, people started recognizing me at conferences. Recruiters began reaching out with job opportunities, and I even had companies asking me to consult for them, which is one of the reasons why I opened my own cloud security consultancy. And the thing is, building a personal brand takes time and effort. It's not an overnight success story. There are plenty of nights where I was up till 2 a.m. recording a video for the 5th time because I didn't know how to speak in front of a camera in a way that actually people would listen. I'd be editing my videos or writing my scripts whenever I had free time, all while juggling my day job and trying to have a balance of social life. And yes, there were times when I wanted to throw in the towel, but I kept pushing because I knew this was me standing out in a crowded job market. So how can you start building your personal brand? Here are a few tips. Number one, find your niche. For me, it was cloud security. What's the area that you're most passionate about? Next, create content. Whether it's blog posts, YouTube videos, or LinkedIn articles, start sharing your knowledge. Thirdly, and the most difficult part, is to be consistent. It's better to post once a week without fail than to post every day for a month and then disappear. Remember, your personal brand is the thread that ties together your specialization, your portfolio, and your network. It's what makes you memorable and valuable in the eyes of potential employers. And if you're thinking, Sulaiman, this is all great, but I don't have time for all of this, I'm already juggling a full-time job. I've got so much on my plate already. Well, I can't sugarcoat this part. If you want to land a 6-figure cloud job, you need to make the time. It's about prioritizing what's really important. For me, that was sacrificing some short-term comfort for long-term gain. I cut back on the Netflix binges, said no to going out with my friends, and used every spare moment to work on my skills and on my brand. It wasn't pretty, but the opportunities that I've had, the doors that have been opened, they've all been a result of putting in the extra effort. And by the way, if you want some one-on-one coaching, drop me an email below because I'm taking on a few more clients this month and taking them to the next level. And if you're serious about leveling up your cloud knowledge, you will need to know the top 5 skills a cloud engineer needs to get the most money. These are the same skills that took me from having 3K to 20K a month. You won't want to miss this, just click right here.